Hello again, everybody. It's Scott Casper, Takedown Media. We continue our coverage of the sport. We turn our attention to the Veteran World Championships that will be taking place in Athens, Greece, October 12th through the 18th. We have a very special guest in our Nike hot seat today. We go live to Indian Springs, Nevada, where Meghann Marchello is working hard today. She's actually a teacher, a science and robotics teacher at the high school level. She joins us now. Meghann, how are you?
I'm doing great, Scott. Thank you.
First of all, congratulations on not just participation in the sport, but taking it to the next level. You have reached the age where you are able to wrestle in the Veteran World Championships, and indeed, this is the first year, coincidentally, that women are, I don't want to say being allowed, but have the opportunity to wrestle at the veterans level in the world, and you're going to be able to do it in Athens, Greece. How special is this for you?
It is absolutely just amazing to me. I'm so thankful for this opportunity, and I'm so excited for women's wrestling that it's growing to a level that we can now have a veterans level in women's wrestling, and I think from here on it's just going to grow even bigger.
We're talking with Meghann Marchello. 53 kilos is the weight she's going to be wrestling in, and that's considered Division A. 35 years old is considered Division A. She's married. And how many years have you been married?
17.
And was he a wrestler?
Yes.
And where did he wrestle?
He wrestled at Adams State College, and of course, growing up all through Las Vegas, he wrestled. So he still is wrestling. He's actually competing in the Veterans World Championships as well. He'll be competing at 69 kilos in the A division.
So a dynamic duo hitting the airport, taking the big flight over to Athens, Greece. And is it a one-stop or a two-stop?
It's two stops. We stop in Philadelphia for about 2 hours, then we go nonstop all the way to Athens.
Well, how fun is that? Now, are you taking your 16 and 13-year-olds?
No, they can't miss that much school. They're going to stay home and keep on working out and go to school.
Because they both wrestle as well, right?
They do. They both wrestle.
I love it. I love it. This is a wrestling family, and boy, I tell you what, it's so seldom get to meet an entire family that wrestles. Here's the deal, folks. Meghann did not start out life as a wrestler. No, indeed. She was a very hard-working gymnast while at Adams State College and prior. You had this thought, though, that gymnasts are the hardest-working athletes in all of sport. Did you not, Meghann?
I did. And how I met my husband actually was watching how much harder he was working than I was. Every time I would come back from the gym from working out, I'd see him still out running on the track or see him at the pool swimming. He was just relentless with putting in his road work, and it really impressed me. And I went and watched one of their inter-squad dual meets, and I just absolutely fell in love with the sport.
Now, you believe that gymnasts were the hardest work, and you know what? Gymnasts are very dedicated to their craft, no matter if you're talking about bars or the horse or routine on the floor routine or what have you. And I've witnessed it firsthand at Cho's Gym out in West Des Moines. The athletes work very, very hard. But you and I were talking before the interview, and the most notable difference between gymnastics or truly any other sport is that wrestlers have what to deal with. They have to deal with themselves and
another human being. They've got to impose their will on another person and be in control of their own body as well as someone else's.
So that's an interesting observation, albeit coming late to you, that you would know this, and you're absolutely right. It's a truism that it's not just your body as much as you can prepare mentally, physically, emotionally. You have to prepare for somebody else who's been doing most likely equal amount of work to prepare for every match. And what do you know about your weight class, 53 kilos, as far as the competition from around the world?
I know absolutely nothing. So I am just preparing to step on the mat with whoever steps toe to toe with me. I've had some absolutely awesome training partners, most of them, a couple of women, and then also just to increase my speed and strength, I'm wrestling with a couple of kids that wrestled prior for my husband, and they now have graduated high school and moved on. But I'm ready for anyone for whatever life has. That's all you can do anyway, right? Is just do the best with what you have. So whoever's across the line from me, I'll be ready.
80 men and women will be competing in Athens, Greece, at a very momentous time, I think, in the sport. We're seeing a reawakening of Greco here stateside. We're seeing women's wrestling growing at a almost calamitous rate at the collegiate level. But that in turn is powering Team USA to consistent third place finishes. We hope that improves to consistent second and challenging for first on a worldwide basis, only behind China and Japan right now. But what we're seeing is our team is being outfitted and populated with young women coming from the collegiate ranks that are getting a lot more national and international experience. Meghann, perhaps at 35 years old, when you were able to wrestle in college, there really wasn't a lot of women's programs out there. And now we're seeing the explosion is really benefiting women's wrestling and wrestling as a whole. I think that's the tremendous, perhaps the greater story is that women's wrestling as a whole is growing here and it's catching up with the rest of the world and perhaps even powering the rest of the world. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely. I also coach women's wrestling. I'm the women's director for my state, and I am so proud of the veterans level class being added because it's just going to make women's wrestling grow even more, and the amount of colleges being added left and right for women's programs has just opened up women's wrestling opportunities so much across our country. And it's just a really great opportunity for all these girls to get involved in and get scholarships and, you know, pursue perhaps the Olympic dream.
Meghann Marchello joins us, 53 kilo women's Division A. She'll be in action along with her husband in Athens, Greece. A dynamic duo will hit the road on about the 10th. Action begins in Athens on the 12th through the 18th. You can stay in touch with what's going on at the World Championships, the Veteran World Championships, online at unitedworldwrestling.org and, of course, themat.com. We'll be covering this as well. What about fundraising? How are you paying for this trip? It's a I got to believe it's a minimum of $3,000 a person, yeah?
It is, and we're both teachers, and as you know, we don't get paid a lot. We've sold a couple things. We've had some sponsors. I have to thank Cauliflower Culture. They're one of my sponsors. And just support from some of our friends and family, and really just saving up as much as we can over the summer from our teacher salary. And we're both just really excited for this opportunity, and we felt like it was worth the investment to go and compete. Life's too short to wait around and not do what you want to do. And you're never too old to dream a new dream or set a new goal. And we really felt like it was worth the investment for us to go over and compete and try to just continue doing what we're doing. We both coach, and we try to be good role models to all our wrestlers. And I think it's great that they're continuing on with the veterans level because it shows that wrestling truly is for everyone.
I love it. I love it. What do you want to tell the fans of women's wrestling and the fans of wrestling in general out there? Your perspective obviously has changed on the sport since you began to be involved some 7 years ago. Your husband obviously has taken a bite of the apple. Your two boys have. What would you like to share? Your overall observation of being a part of wrestling. I love it. This is all I do every day. What are your thoughts about the sport?
The sport just is a true character building sport. It teaches hard work, teaches perseverance, it teaches you how to overcome adversity, which is what you're doing every single day in this life, overcoming adversity. And really, you have yourself to depend on no matter what. And it's what I tell all the girls that come out and wrestle for our team is, wrestling is going to teach you how to be a better person. And, you just have to try to get better every time you step on the mat. Just like every day when you wake up, you have to try to be a better person, better than you were yesterday.
Better than you were yesterday, indeed. Meghann, it's been our pleasure talking with you today, and I challenge everybody in and around the greater Las Vegas area, Indian Springs, throughout the family of graduates, those that have attended Adams State College over the years, those that were fans of yours as a gymnast, and perhaps those new fans of yours as a wrestler, to become involved. Can they follow you on Facebook?
Absolutely.
What would be your Facebook handle? Is it just Meghann Marchello?
It's just my name, yes. It's nothing.
Is Meghann spelled with you? Is it spelled just a little bit differently than others?
It is. It's spelled Meghann. My mother, that's the old Gaelic spelling. My mom's pretty hardcore Irish lady.
I love it. I love it. Meghann, it has been an absolute pleasure. Was the Nike hot seat comfortable for you today?
Absolutely. Thank you, Scott.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Well, you do me a favor, give my best to your husband, to your two boys as well, and carry the message from Takedown to the balance of your team as you gather in Athens that we send our best. And with 80 athletes and the Team USA Freestyle finishing in third, it was a second. I think it was second. Either way, it's the last 2 years finished in third. So carry forward the message that not only do we have a lot of faith and belief, I believe we have the numbers this year, some 50 above our normal, that we will be challenging for medals and team titles as well. And it's great athletes like you that we want to get behind 100%.
Thank you, Scott.
For all of us at Takedown, this has been another Veteran World Championship interview. Meghann Marchello has been our guest, live from her school where she teaches science and robotics. Are you kidding me? Yeah, she's one of the bright ones, but man, she can get after it. We appreciate the opportunity. Thanks, Meghann.
Thank you, Scott.